Okay. Hey, how are you? I know I'm excited too. You know how long I've wanted to record and play Brotherhood again? I actually started up on my Xbox One. As for in Assassin's Creed 2 in one of the videos, I was confused as to why the Templar tomb was not unlocked. Well, apparently it had something to do with the Ubisoft Club. I have to get the Master Assassin badge for me to unlock that one. And then it's also connected to the one in Brotherhood somewhere, and the Vlad what is it? Vladimir that Vladimir one in Revelations. That one in Revelations, you get the it's an armor from Vlad the Impaler. It's a really cool armor, which I've gotten before, but I guess it's different from the PlayStation from the Xbox One. So as soon as I can get it, but I don't know.
I don't think anyone ever expects to wake up one morning and find themselves caught in the middle of a war between two secret organizations. I know I didn't. But here I am. On one side are the Templars, better known these days as Abstergo Industries. They're in the business of control.
Let me just have this play out, politics, because every time I talk through it,
technology,
you can barely hear me.
They won't stop until every single one of us serves them. Literally. Fighting against them are the Assassins, a group dedicated to safeguarding humanity's free will. I was born into the Brotherhood. A couple of weeks ago, the Templars found me. They took me prisoner, strapped me into a machine they built and put me to work. It's called an Animus. That's where I spent most of my time. Exploring the memories of my ancestors, discovering entire lives locked deep inside my DNA. First, I revisited the life of Altair ibn La'ahad, an assassin from the Crusades. The Templars wanted the location of something known as a Piece of Eden, an ancient artifact capable of bending people to their will. Once the Templars had what they were looking for, they decided my usefulness had come to an end. But Lucy saved me. Lucy. When things were at their worst, she revealed herself to be an assassin and helped me escape. I was hoping that would be the end of my misadventures. But we were just getting started. Back into another Animus I went. Now, I'm reliving the memories of Ezio Auditore da Firenze, my ancestor from the Renaissance, searching for a path forward. Through the bleeding effect, I'm becoming an assassin in more than just name. It will come in handy as the Templars prepare to enslave us all. They found us. They've crashed our hideout and we're fleeing the scene looking for a place to hide. Only there isn't any, and time is running short. My name is Desmond Miles, and this is my story.
This is supposed to be after the events of Brotherhood. This is like 1507.
How did you find me? Mario Auditore, let me hear. Rebecca, what's going on?
I have to run some diagnostics. I'll get back to you.
It is done. The message is delivered. We are gone now from this world. All of us. We can do no more. The rest is up to you, Desmond.
What? Who is Desmond? I don't understand.
What the hell?
Please, wait. I have so many questions.
Sorry. I'm like, what the hell is that? This guy just screaming outside of my apartment door. I'm like, alright. Oh. Ezio Auditore. Date of birth 1459. Profession assassin. Well, this experience has been quite the education. Although there's nothing in the history books following Ezio's disappearance from Florence as a teenager after the execution of his father and brothers. We now know that he fled with his mother Maria and sister Claudia to his uncle Mario's Tuscan villa. Trained there as an assassin, he prepared to hunt down the Templars, the men behind the execution. And hunt them he did, killing them one by one until he reached their leader, Rodrigo Borgia. With the help of his uncle and the other assassins, he discovered Rodrigo Borgia's plan to open an ancient vault beneath the Vatican, supposedly leading to God himself. Ezio defeated Rodrigo, entered the vault alone, and communed with a projection of Minerva, a member of an ancient race that existed before humans. This all sounds very far-fetched when I write it out like that, now doesn't it? Fortunately, we have the Animus records to prove it, so we didn't dream it or anything, unless we're all in a dream right now. I can't talk for some reason, I'm sorry. Or read. I can't read or talk. And there goes the sirens.
Better in the hands of the earth than in the hands of man.
Uncle.
What can I say? We sent a single man against an entire army. I was worried. Quick, climb up. We have to get out of here.
Okay, give me 1 second here. Alright, sorry. So we're back in the Vatican, right where we left off of AC2. So we had just gotten out from encountering Minerva. That message she left for Desmond. Oh, come on, guy. Thank you. For Desmond. So this is that same vault we're getting out of right now. Underneath the Vatican. Mario.
You would not believe the things I have seen, Mario.
Then be sure to stay alive that I might hear of them.
I expect opposition.
And I expect the Borgia to mourn the loss of many lives tonight.
Mario Auditore. Date of birth 1434. Profession condottiero noble. One of several important condottieri patrolling the Tuscan countryside, Mario Auditore was a born leader. He began his military career as a 6-year-old when he played a significant role in the Florentine and Milanese conflict at the Battle of Anghiari. While on an expedition to Monterchi with his father, he alerted the Florentine general Micheletto Attendolo to the appearance of several dust clouds over the road, which signaled a surprise advance by Milanese troops. Thanks to Mario, the Milanese attack was foiled, and the Florentines won the battle. Although Mario sided with Florence during Anghiari for most of his career, he defended the interests of his hometown, Monteriggioni, derailing Florentine attempts to seize Tuscan territory. While Mario's younger brother, Giovanni, moved to Florence in 1454 to pursue a career in banking, Mario stayed at the family's villa in Monteriggioni. Stating in a letter to Giovanni that he preferred fighting like a man to filling out balance sheets. Kind of like the same thing in Assassin's Creed, really. After Giovanni's death, Mario brought Ezio, Claudia, and Maria to the family villa and taught Ezio about the conflict between the Assassins and Templars. Ever since, Ezio and his uncle have been inseparable. Okay. So yeah, Revelations though is my absolute favorite, along with the many add-ons they've put with the Ezio trilogy.
Che cosa fate qui? Assassini! God will see you pay for your crimes! You have desecrated the sanctity of this holy place!
You condemn what you do not understand.
We must go, Ezio, now!
Wait a minute. The subtitles aren't on. Why? Usually they are on.
Is it the voice of the devil?
And I just missed a codex, didn't I? Wait. Recent entries. Cappella Sistina. Inspired by the architecture of Solomon's Temple. Well, basically the same thing, huh? Let's see if I can... I think it's all the same. Alright. So I really didn't miss anything.
Away from them!
Just push past these people here like...
Did Rodrigo manage to hurt you?
Barely. My armor blunted his attack.
against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against the spiritual wickedness in high places.
Be ready to fight.
Now the combat
What are you doing?
has
Saving you from the look.
severely improved since
Not bad for an old man.
Agreed.
AC2. So
You still have some
after
skill.
you, oh hold on.
One
After you
away.
block, you can continue
Excellent.
your combat streak
Good one.
and continue to
Impressive.
block too. You just need to move the joystick to the other enemies that are close by, and you'll get like the just continue that like kill streak. It's severely improved on the combat, like really. So I mean, you can continue killing people without having to stop, like Assassin's Creed 2. I'm sorry, this is all from memory, so... Hey! Okay, that's not from memory. Fine. Where we're going, I basically know where we're going. Not that the joystick ever seems to care where I want to go. Okay. Never run headlong when they're at a defensive strike, because they will get you that way.
Copy! What's the matter with you?
Alright. So it's a matter of following Mario over here towards that tower. So we need to get on this side. This one has more than just the Christina memories. It has also other memories from someone else that he encountered.
This decision is yours alone to make. Only do so quickly. Give it to me. You can do with it as you will later.
Bene.
Jump!
Goosebumps, man. Goosebumps. They also added more to the Animus desktop, and Rebecca, well, she'll say it later, like, she upgraded the Animus so that he can come and go, come in and out of the Animus whenever he wants. So, I mean, if you want to get out of the Animus, you can do so. Monteriggioni. Built in the 13th century by the overlords of Siena, Monteriggioni was actively involved in the defense of Tuscany against Florentine attempts to gain more territory. At the front of this conflict was the Auditore family, who became the city's rulers and protectors. It was the Auditore who constructed Monteriggioni's famous walls, which can still be seen today. Although standing in opposition to Florentine's desires, the Auditore had cordial relations with the Medici family, largely due to their collective Florentine roots. Monteriggioni successfully withstood attacks from Florence until In 1554, the city was betrayed. Giovannino Zetti, the keeper of the garrison and the Florentine exile, was allowed to return to Florence in exchange for the keys to the city. Extraordinarily, the Auditore were allowed to continue their rule of Monteriggioni under Florentine leadership, showing that the Medici do not forget their friends. Jeez. Wait, I'm sorry, give me 1 second. I want my phone to stay open. There. There. Okay. So back.
About the sun. She told of a disaster that
Oh,
occurred long
and
ago.
my favorite
and
horse.
another that is coming.
As
Sometime
so you
far in
know,
the
my
future, Vero.
my favorite horse is the
Then we
black
need not
horse.
worry about it.
See,
So yeah.
perhaps our work is finished.
Would that be so bad?
Like anytime I see my favorite horse on somebody else, like I jack their horse. It's my horse.
We upgraded the arsenal while you were away.
Ah, and it is now customary for you to fire cannonballs at visitors.
My apologies. We only installed them a few days ago. My men are still being trained in their use.
So yeah, like I was saying, as far as the Christina memories go, there's about 5 of them. There's also other memories like, kind of like hers, but mainly more to the timeline of Brotherhood. Basically, it's about some astronomy dude with his, I guess his colleagues. I should say colleagues. Like I'll get more into it when it comes out. I just don't know if it should be considered as an add-on or
Good to be
a
home.
DLC, which I don't think it's a DLC. I'm
Felice
not
anno
sure.
nuovo!
The only DLC I could think of would be it's, the disappearance of Leonardo da Vinci,
This place just keeps getting
which
better.
I know that's a DLC.
Thanks to
I'll
you.
probably treat it as an add-on. So
Brother!
Claudia,
yeah.
it is good to be home.
Then
How
they
is
continue
Mother?
on with
She's
the
fine. I
Templar,
heard you were returning, but I'm glad to
crypts.
see it with my own eyes. The Contessa of Forli
which
is here to
I
welcome
know I
you.
have to
I
unlock
had
from
no
the
idea you were so
Ubisoft
famous.
Katarina.
club.
Here?
Is it finished then? Is the Spaniard truly dead?
Gather the others in Mario's study tonight. I'll explain everything there.
Steel yourself, Ezio. They will have many questions.
Claudia, tell the Contessa I look forward to seeing her this evening.
Claudia Auditore. Date of birth 1461, profession noble. The third child of Giovanni and Maria Auditore and the first girl in the family, Claudia lived a privileged childhood in Florence high society. After the murder of Giovanni and her 2 brothers, all that changed. Claudia, Ezio, and Maria fled to Monteriggioni in the safety of their uncle Mario's villa. Claudia remained in the villa, caring for her nearly comatose mother, while Ezio set off to avenge the murderers. A record book recovered by archaeologists revealed a relatively unexciting existence. Between months spent managing the villa's finances, brief periods of activity were supplied by Ezio's visits and the renovations she was able to carry out with the money he brought back from his travels. Under her care, the town blossomed, ushering a new era of prosperity for Monteriggioni. Claudia, however, remained cut off from the world she loved. To hear of Ezio's adventures only reminds me of my own lack thereof. This is not the life I dreamed of as a child. Ezio does not understand. He treats me so delicately. I despair of ever emerging from this prison. She writes in one particular poignant letter dated July 1495. So I mean, I guess she should have. Well, I mean, she has had it rough. Not being able to go out and, you know, see the world, and
the men in this town are no better than little girls.
having to take
An
care
army
of her
should be
mother
helping
too.
me. And look, no one.
So I can see why she feels that way.
Need some help.
Salve.
So many flowers. Your husband must be very lucky.
I am the lucky one. I have you here to aid me.
Let me see what I can do.
Back there, I may have given you the wrong impression.
Oh?
I have no husband. The flowers are for a party.
Am I invited?
To Claudia Auditori's birthday party in the villa. If you are willing to help me again, I need someone with class to accompany me.
What makes you think?
I could tell the moment I saw you. No one in this town walks with such bearing. I'm certain Ezio Auditori himself would be impressed.
Oh? What do you know of Ezio?
Claudia thinks the world of him, but he rarely visits her. From what I gather, he's distant.
She is right. I have been.
Oh no. You? The party was intended to be a surprise. Promise you will not tell Claudia.
What will you do to keep me quiet?
I am sure I can think of several things.
I'll be waiting to hear them when we get there. Now about earning my silence.
I have something in mind. There is one condition.
Anything.
You must wait until tomorrow.
If it pleases you, I will not stand in your way.
It will be worth the wait, Ezio. Trust me.
So I'll probably treat it as an add-on. Even though I believe, well, that's the DLC. I want to leave the DLC like after Brotherhood, like after I finish Brotherhood. I know that there's some banter in the credits, after the credits, but it's probably not necessary. I'll just oh well. Like I said, I'll leave it towards the end, at the end of it, so that it'd be easier for me to separate from everyone else, from everything else.
Buongiorno.
No.
Ezio, Mario is going to murder me. I have lost his favorite horse.
Let's
Do
go
not despair.
capture
I will bring it back.
Mario's
God
horse,
bless you,
shall we?
Ezio.
Which, that's Mario's horse, but he was on a black horse. Like, what the hell? It's kind of hard to get to this horse considering he runs when you get close to him. So, I've been trying to, like, walk up close to the horse and not spook him, because then he'll run. Yeah. There we go.
Here.
Grazie, Ezio. I can no longer keep up with the horses. Promise me you will enjoy your good health. Do not spend as much time in battle as your Uncle Mario.
My battles have already been won.
That is good news. Arrivederci, Ezio.
Alright. They added up the lifts. They added the lifts to the Assassin's Creed universe, and they're a lot easier to get up on the battlements. Mercenaries. Mercenaries were highly mobile in Renaissance Italy, moving from contract to contract. Professional captains called gondottieri, usually paid for by cities, recruited men for a fixed amount of time. Many of the for-hire soldiers who served in Italy weren't even Italian, coming from places like Germany, Switzerland, and Hungary. In their perpetual struggle to dominate Italy, the Italian states hired mercenaries to wage war against their Italian neighbors, and the soldiers, many of whom had no code of honor, would often rape and sack freely. When the state that was bankrolling them ran out of money, the soldiers would disband, frequently to be hired to destroy the very city they had fought to defend. Some mercenaries were honorable, fighting for a cause they believed in, but men such as these were few and far between. Where they existed, however, they were much sought after.
So, these are the new cannons?
Yes, Signor Ezio.
May I try one?
Yes, but... Go on, tell him. We cannot seem to make them work properly, and the fool who mounted them is nowhere to be found.
Then it is up to me to find him.
We do not want to waste your time.
It is not any trouble. I have all the time in the world now.
So, you need to find this engineer guy and fix the cannons. Which I guess he's kind of like funny and lazy at the same time.
Salve, Messere. We need you to fix the cannons on the battlements.
Leave me be. I do not begin repairs before noon.
Do you know what time it is?
Make cannons, not clocks.
If you are busy, someone else will fix them.
Uno momento. No one else will touch my cannons.
Uno momento.
Soldiers have no respect for artillery. They expect a gun to work like magic. You need to feel her out. Give her a little encouragement. We are only equipped with simple cannons now, but I got hold of a design from France. A hand cannon. Something called a wrought iron murderer. Imagine firing a cannon from your hands. That is the future. What have you done?
We used them.
They were not ready for firing. You could have gotten us all killed. Let me see.
His breath is more fatal than our cannons.
Only when you two fools are shooting them. There, try it. Aim at something to test the alignment.
So now the object of the game is to aim at these certain spots and fire. For testing, of course.
The aiming mechanism is fine. The problem must be behind the cannon.
Seriously?
Again!
Wait. There we go.
Again!
No? Are you kidding me right now?
Again!
Was this hard? Wait. That must be like a glitch.
Perfecto! here knows how to shoot. On the other one.
And I still missed it. Are you kidding me?
I must go.
Thanks for your help. If you hear the cannons tomorrow, do not worry. We will be practicing at dawn.
Too bad it will not do you any good.
Very funny. Now fix the second cannon.
Alright. Now, on to the villa. Let's see. There we go. Later on in present-day Monteriggioni, we have Desmond explore around the villa. You can actually pick up like 5 artifacts left from Ezio's time. One is the Medici cape. One is Mario's sword. Another one is Claudia's ledger. The other one is Maria's feathers, the same feathers we had to collect in AC2. It's her big box of feathers. And the last one is part of Ezio's belt buckle. Auditore Villa. Constructed in 1290, the Villa Auditore is an important medieval predecessor to early Renaissance architecture. The villa's wonderful symmetry and ordered geometry were a revelation for its time. After Florentine attack in 1320 left the facade damaged, Domenico Auditore, Ezio Auditore's great-grandfather, purchased the villa, although he publicly admitted to a renovation of the facade and the addition of a painting gallery. He orchestrated a complete reconstruction of the interior in secret, designing his home to double as a fortress and training ground, looking out both over the city that it protects and the Tuscan plains. Domenico was more than just an architect and a warrior. He was also a skilled engineer. Recently discovered hidden compartments and rooms with mechanisms blocking entry are several unique features of the building that make it a technological marvel, as well as an architectural one. So yeah, I mean, Villa Auditore looks exactly the same, except, you know how we had to collect all those statues and put them on the podiums? Now they're gone. So it's just, you know, bare podiums. They don't even have the statues anymore. So that kind of bites. Like, they could have actually incorporated that into there. And present day Monteriggioni looks the same except more modern. As for cars and bikes and trucks and all that. And electricity. Hello. Okay, so let's go in. There's really nothing more to do outside.
Buongiorno, Ezio.
Caterina, to what do I owe the pleasure of your presence here?
I desire an allegiance. The papal armies have resumed their march on Forli. Your mercenaries would be a great asset to my cause.
It is likely that I can give you what you seek. But we will talk later. Mother. Machiavelli. It is done. Though not, I think, as any of us expected. I entered the Vaticano and faced Rodrigo.
No!
Used the power of the papal staff against me, but I defeated him. Finding the staff on the apple, I gained access to the vault. There, a moving painting of the goddess Minerva spoke. She told of a terrible tragedy to befall mankind in the future, but gave hope of lost temples that will provide aid to humanity. And then she called out to a phantom, Desmond, as if he were there, standing beside me. After her warning, she vanished.
Amazing.
I cannot imagine such wonders.
The vault did not house the terrible weapon we feared. This is good news.
What of this goddess, this Minerva? Did she appear human?
Yes, but her words proved otherwise. All of her kind died many years ago. I wish I could show you the magic she performed.
Who is Desmond, and where are these temples Minerva spoke of?
I do not know.
Perhaps we must search for them.
Tell me how it ended with Borgia. Did Rodrigo beg forgiveness? Make excuses? Promise power in return?
No. None of those things.
Interesting. I'm surprised he remained so composed.
I let him leave.
The Spaniard lives? Once our enemies are dead, we can speak of vaults and gods and ancient places. You should have killed him. We're sure to suffer for it.
I am not here to debate the past. Together, we should discuss the future.
No. I am leaving immediately for Roma.
Ezio, I do not know why you spared him, but I trust your judgment. Machiavelli will come around.
Maria Auditore. Date of birth 1432. Profession writer, noble. Tomorrow I will make torta bolognese. I leave to pick up the eggs and meat for the market, and will be back in time to open the bakery as the sun strikes the top of the courtyard. How privileged a life we lead! It is hard to remember on such a day that this was what? It is hard to remember on such a day that what is given may also be taken away. These are the final lines of Maria's diaries. Born into the powerful banking family, the Mossi, Maria is one of the most famous historical sources of the time period due to her multi-volume diary, which had been translated by several notable scholars and is on display in the Uffizi Gallery in Florence. Now, thanks to the Animus, we know why her diaries ceased. After her husband Giovanni's arrest, during which Maria was mistreated by Florence guards, she entered a semi-canatonic state. Cared for by Ezio's sister Claudia at the Villa Auditore, she remained silent for years until Ezio brought her a bundle of feathers he had collected during his travels, an activity that her youngest son Petruccio once engaged in. Brought back to life by Ezio's gifts, her temperament has been improving steadily since. Okay. Niccolo Machiavelli, date of birth 1469, profession philosopher, writer, politician. Unarmed prophets have always been destroyed, whereas armed prophets have succeeded. These cynical words were written by Niccolo Machiavelli, one of the greatest minds of the Renaissance. Considered a pioneer of realist philosophy, he believed that all men were evil and will act upon their vicious nature if given the chance. The third son of a Florentine attorney, Machiavelli was tutored by his father in grammar, rhetoric, and Latin. In 1494, he entered government service as a clerk and an ambassador. Made a member of the Florentine Diplomatic Council, he was sent to the courts of France, Spain, and Rome between 1499 and 1512. It was during this time that he met Cesare. Immediately taken with the young captain general, Machiavelli wrote, "I can find no fault with him." Machiavelli followed Cesare, learning his approach to war, until 1500, when he became the de facto leader of the assassins. From 1500 to 1503, he settled in Rome, although little is known of his activities there. In 1503, Machiavelli was put in charge of the Florentine militia and the city's defense. He recruited citizens for his militia, preferring men who had a stake in Florence's continued success to dispassionate mercenaries. His strategy seemed to work in 1509, when Florence defeated Pisa. Machiavelli continued to participate in Florentine government after the Medici family was chased out. But when the Medici returned, they arrested and tortured him. He was accused of conspiring against him. Unable to find any wrongdoing, the Medici exiled Machiavelli. He retired to his estate in Santa Andrea, where he wrote his famous works, The Prince, the Discourses of Levi, and the Florentine Histories. Machiavelli died in 1527. His place of burial remains unknown. Okay. Caterina Sforza, date of birth 1463, profession Countess of Forli, noble. A countess by marriage, Catalina was notorious far before she ever arrived in Forli. Raised in the court of Milan, she received a classical education while tutored in the art of war by her father, the Duke. At court, Catalina also acquired passion for alchemy and hunting. In 1473, when she was 10 years old, Catalina became engaged to Girolamo Riario, the Pope's nephew. They consummated their marriage when she was 14. Once in Rome, she was heralded as one of the most outgoing nobles at court, while her husband had a reputation for being one of the most ruthless. With the premature death of the Pope's brother, Girolamo gained even more power, securing the titles of Lord of Imola and Forli. When the Pope died, looters sacked Rome, destroying Catalina's residence. Unafraid, despite being 7 months pregnant, Catalina rode on horseback to the Castello Sant'Angelo and defended the Vatican with cannon fire and soldiers. In 1484, she moved with her family to Forli. Paid off by someone with a grievance against her husband, the Orsi brothers killed Girolamo in 1488. As a result, Catalina became the ruler of Forli and Imola. She wasted no time winning the favor of nearby rulers, revising the tax system and training the militia herself. Although she advocated peace when those around her were hurt, she dealt fierce vengeance, frequently killing enemies, wives, and children in punishment. In 1499, Cesare, in his quest for territory, decided to return Forli to papal rule. Side note, the papacy claimed ownership of most regions in Italy. These lands were lent out to rulers, but papal troops could march in and reclaim them at any point, much like libraries set out to burn down the homes of those who keep books checked out for too long. As Cesare marched toward Catalina, she sent the Pope a friendly letter that had been rubbed with the sores of plague victims. It went downhill from there. As an assault by papal forces became inevitable, Catalina snuck out of Forli with a small company of soldiers on Christmas Day, 1499, and journeyed to Monteriggioni seeking armed support from Ezio Auditore. I see. And then that's when she got captured by Cesare. I see. Okay, so there's nothing more to be done here since everywhere else is like closed off. So the only thing now is to go upstairs, which, you know, warning, can be kind of explicit, kind of, not really, but kind of. So, you know, I guess. What is it? How do they say it? Not caution is advised. Oh, viewers' discretion is advised. No, I'm playing. And this is where I say viewer discretion is advised. A little. Yeah. Okay.
Ready to go again?
You don't need to ask.
One should always have the freedom to choose. Shh. What's that?
Probably just training exercises. Mierda. I have to find Mario and rally the troops.
My men are in the courtyard. I aim to lead them around back and flank our attackers.
Stay out of sight.
It's the Borgia!
How did we not see this?
They must have massed to the east during the night. We need to hold them off until the townspeople have escaped.
I will take care of it.
Use the cannons above the rampart. I intend to lead a frontal assault.
Do you have it?
I am keeping it safe. The Borgia must not be allowed to breach the walls until everyone is safely away. Insieme per la vittoria.
Insieme.
Insieme.
Uncle, be careful.
I will.
Now this is just a running sequence. And basically you lose everything you had since Assassin's Creed 2. And only have the hidden blade. You don't have climb back or climb. That ability. You don't have that anymore until you meet
Thank God! We must put them back and leave the villagers. Aim for the cannons, signore!
But that comes in. Right now the objective is to install them as much as possible until everyone's out of Monster Journey and inside which can be kind of difficult. Then to destroy the cannons and whatnot before these fortifications get destroyed. They're gonna get destroyed anyways. Your only objective is to make sure that all the townspeople are out.
Carry on healing.
This one you still have your pistol. Really? This one, they added the kickback to the more heavy armored ones. Because you can't really defend yourself with their armor. Or their heavy.
They're breaching the gate!
So just using the pistol seems to work. But they added the kick defense for those. So that they could be easier
I know
to
you're there, Ezio!
put down.
The Pope told me about you and your little group of assassins. And this! Give me the gun his friend fashioned for us! We've had too much bloodshed. I think the cleansing is in order. So consider this an invitation from my family to yours!
Basta! I can walk.
Look out! They are coming! Everyone, retreat to the villa!
I cannot fight like this.
Stand with me! Get him!
That was well done. This should be amusing.
Make my way up here.
Ezio!
Get inside the sanctuary!
Ow.
Follow me!
Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh.
There he is!
I will hold them back.
Stop! Wait for us!
We thought you had been killed, Sir Ezio.
Not yet.
Where does this passage lead?
To the north, outside the walls.
I am surprised it exists. Let me through. I must go help the troops.
Hurry, Ezio!
Sorry. Okay.
Where's Mother? Is she all right?
I am here, Ezio.
Grazie a Dio.
We could not leave without you.
The way out will be dangerous. Protect our mother.
Where is Mario? I thought he would be waiting for us.
The Borgia infantry are circling the town!
Mario is dead. You must leave this place. Take Mother to Firenze. Get me a horse!
You are not coming with us. Where are you riding?
To Roma!
Go, my son. Destroy them. But remember for whom we assassins fight.
Lucy, I can't seem to get a position on Ezio's POE.
POE? Could one of you tell me what's going on?
Sorry, Desmond. Piece of Eden. In the Vatican, Minerva talked about other temples, that they're the key to preventing whatever terrible thing is about to happen to the Earth.
Right.
To find the temples, I'm convinced we need to get our hands on Ezio's Apple of Eden. Minerva altered it somehow when she touched it.
Wait, we're at the Auditore Villa.
Yes, it's our last safe house in Italy. It turns out the Templars are watching the border.
Ezio hid the POE sometime in 1507, but when I try to access that DNA sequence, he seems to be remembering something else.
Like a memory inside a memory?
Yes, exactly. Maybe.
Exactly, maybe?
I believe you experienced something similar back at Abstergo, didn't you?
Subject 15 exhibited memory within memory-like patterns, but she was pregnant. The memories of both the fetus's father and mother were competing.
Desmond's not pregnant, at least as far as I can tell. Might just have had a big lunch.
Can you skip ahead to a later memory?
No, it doesn't work.
Well, that sounds familiar. We couldn't access Altair's later memories until Desmond had improved his synchronization.
Then it's possible something similar has occurred here. Ezio's troubled state is being transposed onto Desmond, destabilizing the memory. Either that, or Rebecca's just not a very good engineer.
Thanks, asshole.
What? I'm simply listing possible explanations. And that is amongst the most likely. Touchy?
This place isn't secure. Cell phone surveillance can see right through the walls.
Don't you mean satellite surveillance?
Are you kidding? Abstergo upgraded his cell towers ages ago. The waves go through everything above ground. They're gonna find us.
No, they aren't. Come with me. There's a beam blocking it from the inside. We're not getting in this way.
What's our next move?
The road just loops back into the highway. This is not a good place for us to be right now.
Do we have any tarps? We need to cover up the van.
I really hate to stress this, yeah, but we are running out of time.
Well, help us then, Sean. Do you have any ideas?
I don't know. Maybe there's another way into the sanctuary.
Hey, I think I've got something.
Oh, I hate when I do that.
Follow me.
Desmond, that was pretty... awesome.
It just felt natural. We can get in through here.
Good job.
We'll just wait up here then, shall we? Yeah, all alone, with massive targets painted on our backs?
Why won't this turn on?
It's great to be out of the Animus.
This isn't exactly my idea of a good time.
Well, let me guess. You're more the in-bed-at-6 type.
What? Desmond? I know how to have fun.
That's very convincing. Yeah, I'm convinced.
Okay, okay. After we save the world, I'll show you.
Wait, can I get that in writing?
We have light.
What was that?
I don't see anything.
Run! Get out before I soldati catch you! Correte! Go!
They escaped through here.
What?
Ezio and the villagers. After the attack, I can see them now.
I know it's difficult, but try to compartmentalize, Desmond. Focus on the present.
What if I can't stop the visions? How long before I start painting symbols on the walls?
Don't joke about that. 16 is dead. We're focusing on the present, okay?
Great, it's stuck.
I can get under there.
Ready. Any chance you can lift that gate?
Not unless you want me to end up like that skeleton.
I'll find a way around.
Present day Monteriggioni. Basically having to find another way into the sanctuary.
I can drop into the corridor below through here.
Watch out for bats.
So,
Where?
I meant in case you see any.
Remind me not to make you a lookout. Desmond?
More ghosts.
I'm here,
Oh.
okay? Stay with me.
What I found out recently, I think I'm kind of slow, so, you know, don't hate me.
Did anything fall on you?
No. Is Mother alright?
When I started to replay this recently...
Desmond, we can't climb this.
I found out something very
How about you give me a boost?
That's a bad idea.
Hold on.
I could throw you into the air and you grab the ledge.
Even worse.
Follow me.
Found out something very interesting. What you're in right now is the auditory crypt.
How about this?
It just
What are you going
didn't seem that way because
Nice job.
I just didn't
I aim to
recognize
please.
it.
I wonder how old these tunnels
But
Middle Ages, probably.
how
Luckily,
I
the beams still
looked
hold their
around
weight.
are. After all this time in
when
the
I was
Animus, I'm
doing
not so
the
sure.
auditory
Yeah, I didn't want to
crypt
say anything, but you're
side
really
mission,
getting fat.
Ouch.
I even
it
told Rebecca
was
to widen the
like
animus.
statues looked
Seriously?
familiar.
No.
And I was like, wait a second. And those two crypts were right where they should be. It was
Up
pretty
we go.
awesome. I was
Ready.
like, I never thought of that before. I didn't even think to like look where I was. So I think we're almost there. We're like, see, okay, yeah, like we're right here. So when I was looking at...
When I came here last.
When Ezio came here.
Yeah, I meant
when I was looking at the statue and I was like...
Shouldn't put you through
remembering
all this.
where that
it's not
was.
Right.
Hey, all joking aside, I'm having the time of my life.
And then
it's thanks to you.
I went
Just
through here
on
and
okay?
it just never clicked in my mind that this is where this is. Because I've always played it and I never stopped to think this is the auditory crypt. So you just go through here. It was pretty cool. Amazing epiphany I had. Slow as I may be, I was like, it's awesome. Anyways.
When did this become my job?
If I pulled all the levers, then what would be left for you?
Nothing.
Nice try.
Ready?
It's awesome how they had like this bonding experience. And it's just too
Found
bad
a
that it was
switch.
cut short. And too bad she was a Templar.
Something's open.
I'm stuck over here, but I can see a lever across the water.
Great. Ezio gets a bath with Katerina Sforza, and I get a swim in a toilet.
Whoops.
I've got this one!
There's another lever up ahead. Come over here.
Oh my god, I'm wanting to move, and this guy... Okay, thank you.
Oh man, it's freezing!
Stop whining.
It's easy for you to say. You aren't swimming in medieval toxic waste. Ugh.
I smell terrible.
You're exaggerating. Remember, this is the time of your life.
Yeah.
Almost like a lover's interest, yet it was just, you know, too bad. It was like...
Ready?
Go for it.
It was like, no.
Okay, release
psych.
it.
Like, it was really too
How come
bad.
you don't have to get wet?
Because you're here.
Charming.
Aren't I?
I've got you.
Thanks.
Ezio! We are on the other side! Hurry!
Cazzo! Dio mi salvi!
Great. The bridge is out. We can't jump this.
I have an idea. You'll have to help me. Stand at the edge and get ready.
Ready.
Made it! Let me see.
Oh, you go on ahead. I'll just stay here to die in the dark with the bats.
Jump across.
Nice work.
The bats will be disappointed.
For now.
Bats will be disappointed.
Soldati, I have found an entrance.
Whoops.
I'll wait here.
Good. Let me just go and get that bridge down for you.
I did the last one.
And I'm sure that will be your last one.
Haha, very funny.
Got it!
Thank you, Desmond.
This is pretty funny. I hate when I do that. Okay, over here. Thank you.
Now it's my turn to even the score. There.
Thanks. It's a start.
Do your magic.
Sorry, it's just more from memory, this is. Oh my god, that's not from memory though. That is not from memory. There we go. Yeah, this is more from memory, so I'm not talking. I don't know. There you are.
Up you go.
Thanks. We make a good team.
All right.
Okay.
Come on, Desmond, let's go.
Now we made
I can
it
see the sanctuary.
towards the sanctuary.
Wow. He looks so old. Ezio must have come back here way after the attack. But why?
Desmond!
Right. Let's open that door.
So we finally made it full circle. Just gonna let in Rebecca and Sean in. Whoops, sorry.
There's something here.
Can you open the damn bookcase, Desmond?
You guys did it.
About bloody time. What's that?
Looks like something Ezio left behind. There are numbers underneath it. 1419, 1420, and 1421.
Maybe you should lie down for a bit.
No, it's all right. I'm fine.
Whoa, they really built this place to last. No signs of structural damage, no cell signal either. Should be safe to set up. Let's get the Animus down there.
Okay, everything's good here. Sean, hide the van in town, and make sure you aren't followed.
What is that smell?
It's my clothes.
They smell like you swam through a sewer.
It was Lucy's idea.
Wait a second, guys. We need power down here. There's a line running nearby I can hook into, but the wattage is weak.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. Anything else you two would like? You know, some caviar, perhaps? Maybe you'd like me to knit you a lovely hat? No? Fine, follow me.
Hold on. 1 second here. Let me just... No. Oh, that's right. You have to go outside and get power. I was like, let's talk to these guys here before we go in. I need to do something first.
Right, look around Monteriggioni for circuit boxes. Rebecca's little doodahs, they'll reroute small amounts of electricity to the power line underneath the villa. Don't ask me how they work. If I understood that, I wouldn't be the fella hiding the van.
So there's about 4 of these that we need to plug into the electricity around Monteriggioni. Anywhere is good. It doesn't matter where you put them, as long as you put them in with, you know, plug them into the electricity. It doesn't matter where. As for the artifacts, you'll have to come back later. I mean, I'll see if I can, like, go into the Animus and then pull out afterwards, because I'm not sure if it's like a time frame thing, or it's just you need to go into the Animus and restart, or start where you left off, actually. So I mean, I'm gonna do that right now to see if that's true, so that we can get all of the artifacts. So I mean, it looks kind of the same. As far as the layout goes, I mean, the buildings could be different. Like, I don't know if this is still the bank. That's pretty cool. That's the bank. This was turned into a hotel, which is pretty good. Hotel. Fresco. This could be like, I don't know, like a little restaurant or something. I don't know, like a little food place. This used to be the doctor's. I don't know if it still is. Oh wait. Trattoria da Claudia. I don't know. Looks like another hotel, which doesn't say that it is. And they still incorporated that auditory door. That's pretty cool. Sorry, I'm looking around here. I just wanted to see the layout, is all. You turn on the eagle sense and you follow this power line all the way down. Or not. Let's see. Is there one up there? I never knew that. That's pretty cool. Alright. Let's put the last one up there. And that's basically it. Afterwards, you get pulled into the sanctuary.
I'm back.
Just in time. The sun's rising.
Yes! It's booted. We're good to go.
Did you miss me? No? Anyone? Hello? Am I speaking out loud? Hello? Workaholics.
Let's get started.
You know, for a time I did have that as like a notifications. So, it was funny. My colleague, who is a Assassin's Creed fan, like really, really good Assassin's Creed fan, like anytime he'd heard my phone go off, he'd just laugh. It's like, it's funny. So it's like Sean basically doing that same exact phrase. It's pretty funny.
Do you have any clue about those numbers under the drawing?
1419, 1420, 1421. Maybe something to do with the 100 Years' War. Or wait, in 1419, Pope Martin V arrived in Florence, right? He left for Rome in 1420, and that was the same year Brunelleschi began building the Duomo. And in 1421... Yeah, I'll have to do some more research, I think.
So, what do you think of Monteriggioni?
This is not Monteriggioni. Monteriggioni existed in the Renaissance. Ask me how the town was in 1554 when it was seized by Florence, and I'll tell you.
Huh. I figured you'd like it nowadays. Seems not to have changed much.
Exactly. History is the study of change. Change is life. When things become static, it means they're dead. You know I love talking about this stuff, Desmond, but we have work to do now.
Yeah, you can only get like 2 banters with each one.
What are we gonna do about Abstergo?
Wait it out. As soon as we find the apple, I get in contact with our other teams in Europe, but as far as Italy goes, we're on our own.
It'd be nice to have some help from above.
Our top assassins are busy gathering info about the Templar satellite launch. We've pinpointed several possible facilities in the US, China, and Russia, but there are no clear leads yet.
Imagine if they found Golina at the time that
What are the other teams doing?
Still had Desmond.
Combating Abstergo's search for pieces of Eden.
You'd have done some serious
damage.
damage.
As far as I know, Abstergo has no clue about the temples and Ezio's apple. We might actually be ahead for once.
I guess, you know, it just wasn't that time yet.
You seem focused.
I've been busy patching new systems into Baby here. She's only gonna get better.
Is Desmond gonna be able to relive memories this time?
Matter of fact, he will.
Always a tech geek?
Nah, I was into sports, but then I broke my leg and started playing with computers. Who knew that coding could be just as exhilarating as strapping on a board and dropping out of a helicopter?
Just FYI, you might want to get your adrenal glands checked. You know? Because that is not normal.
You also have access into emails, which probably not now, but you will. And later on, you'll also have like this little banter between all four of them when you go up to Altair's statue. It's pretty funny. So let's just get into the Animus. And then there's also some more, like I said, she updated the Animus desktop.
As you may have noticed in the van, I've made some improvements to the Animus, and I've also patched in a new VR training program. Here you can show off all those flashy moves you picked up from your ancestors. Let me open one of the missions.
Do that. I might need to do this again.
Get out! Now! Strike! Ora!
Bitch interrupted me.
You can access more VR missions through the Animus desktop. As you complete training sessions, I'll add additional challenges. To stop your subconscious from rejecting Ezio's later memories, you're gonna have to live them in the order his genome recorded them. Highlight sequence 2 for me, Desmond. Good, now select it and you're gonna see the memories inside. Once you've unlocked a memory, by accessing this menu, you can relive it as many times as you want.
But what if there are memories I just want to forget?
Desmond, this is very important. If you need to take a break, log out of the Animus. You can leave the machine whenever you like.
I'm all set to go. Don't worry.
One last thing. As you raise your synchronization by executing events the way Ezio lived them, you might even discover some repressed memories. Okay, let's get started. Select the first memory.
Desmond, I've been looking at those gibberish 5-digit codes from the end of Subject 16's files, and I seem to have discovered a remarkable coincidence. The codes correspond perfectly with coordinates inside the Animus. I've tagged the landmarks, pinpointed by the coordinates with eye icons in the database. Now, odds are you won't find anything there, but, well, who knows?
Porta Settimania. In the Middle Ages, the Via Recta left through this gate leading to the Tiber River port in Trastevere. It was restored at the beginning of the 15th century and again in 1498 when Pope Alexander VI wanted to give it a more military feel, right before Cesare marched out of the Vatican to attack Romagna and the Villa Auditore.
Calmatevi. The pain will end soon.
Where have you brought me?
Nowhere, Messere. A man left you here.
Did he say anything?
Only this. You are to meet Messer Machiavelli in front of the Mausoleo di Augusto. Let me help you get dressed.
The same man who brought me here gave me these clothes?
Si, Messere.
Roma.
Yes, or what is left of it since the Borgia came to power.
And the mausoleo?
Unfortunately, you cannot see it from here.
How about from the top of that church?
Yes, but the stairs up are closed.
That should not be a problem. Vi ringrazio di tutto quello che avete fatto per me, buona donna. Addio.
As good as new. Find a doctor to heal the wounds from the villa attack, then climb the church tower to locate the Mausoleo di Augusto. Full synchronization, do not drop below 1 health square. So these are where they put in the effect of optional side quests to full synchronization. It's not really necessary, but if you want to do full synchronization, you can. Mura Aurelian. Enclosing all of the 7 hills of Rome, this line of city walls was built during the regions of Emperor Aurelian and Emperor Probus from 271 to 275. It served as a deterrent against raiding clans of barbarians who liked to strike poorly defended suburbs and villages. In 545, during the Gothic War, Totila, king of the Ostrogoths, destroyed much of the walls in an attempt to reduce the Byzantines' ability to defend the city. And that's what's wrong with Goths today. Too much makeup, not enough village raising. That's funny. Okay. Roma. Evidence suggests a human presence in the area of Rome for at least 10,000 years. The mythology of early Rome tells us that the city was founded by Romulus, who was raised in a cave with his brother Remus by a she-elf. A she-wolf. Apparently the 2 infant boys took their nourishment from her teat. A story like that must be true, right? Archaeological evidence supports that Rome did in fact grow from pastoral settlements on Colle Palatino, the future site of the Roman Forum, which upon which there are several caves. Eventually, the Republic of Rome was founded in Common Era, or c. 510 before Common Era. The successful, wealthy the Imperial Roman empires in 27 before Common Era, which were sprawling territories ruled by succeeding emperors. When the empire fell in 476 and the Roman Catholic Church took over in 756, Rome continued to be both an economic and cultural powerhouse in Europe. In the mid-14th century, Florence surpassed Rome as the epicenter of the Italian Renaissance. This irked the papacy to no end, so they set about spending vast amounts of money and resources commissioning architects and artists to create masterworks in an effort to bring the focus back to Rome. The result of this vanity-driven ambition was an unmatched creative and scientific output that is still marveled over today. It's safe to say that Rome is, historically, one of the most important cities in Western history, and arguably the world. And I still can't talk. I can't read. Anyways.
I need to find the doctor.
So right now you can't run or climb or jog. So you can just walk. There are horses everywhere you go, so finding a horse isn't really a problem. Finding my favorite horse is, though. Aqua Virgin, named partially for the virgin waters that flow through its channels, and a myth that 30 Roman soldiers asking for water were led by a beautiful young girl to the source springs. How they knew she was a virgin is pretty self-evident. The Aqua Virgin is the most famous water source in Rome. Its springs provide the Trevi Fountain, the Villa Borghese, the north and south fountains of the Piazza Navona, and the fountains of Piazza del Popolo, with their water, none of which you will get to see because they were all built in the mid-16th century. Considered to be some of the best drinking water in the world, Romans and visitors line up to fill containers from the fountains, although after a 2007 construction accident that halted the Virgin's flow temporarily, and the chemical cocktail distilled daily in the Trevi fountain to keep it clean, I'd stick to tea. Tea is gross.
Ah, my arm.
I'd rather have coffee. Okay. Doctors. Diagrams of the human body and the printing press influenced Renaissance medicine greatly, which had in turn been influenced by Arabic medicine during the Middle Ages. By the 15th century, science had already begun its slow climb toward becoming more relevant than spirituality in the field of healthcare. However, many people stubbornly clung to old ways, visiting local mystics instead of doctors. After the plague ravaged Europe in 1350, many doctors dressed in special plague gear to treat patients. To prevent contamination, they wore a cape coated in wax and a primitive gas mask in the shape of a beak.
Salute. I require medicine.
Let me look. Someone your age cannot recover from a wound like this with medicine. Here is something to dull the pain. You will heal over time.
Grazie.
4 out of 5 doctors would suggest leeches, but they have not proven effective against such things. However, I can recommend several good colleagues around the city. Do you need anything else?
Now, don't be shy. I only aim to heal.
So now, getting killed, you can run and climb and all that. So. Trinita dei Monti, best known for the presiding over the Spanish Steps, which led down into the Piazza di Spagna. Construction of this church was completed in the early 1500s. Both the building and surrounding areas are property of the French state, who commissioned the project in celebration of their successful invasion of Naples. A very short-lived story. There are 10 feathers and 101 Borgia flags, so, you know, have fun.
Back.
Much to there being so much to collect, and that is our first Borgia flag. I will be collecting all of these. The 10 feathers are not really hard to find. Basically, it's just a memorial for Petruccio. The 101 Borgia flags is quite the challenge, actually. As soon as you collect the 101 Borgia flags, you'll actually unlock the auditory cape, which was taken in the invasion of the Popal forces when they invaded Villa Auditore. So you'll actually get like a letter from someone saying that they stole or they took the auditory cape from Cesare, and they actually mailed it to you. Oh. which is all over Rome, and there's actually going to be like 6 Romulus, I guess, hideouts. Excuse me. There's 6 Romulus hideouts,
resisting arrest,
and
we will show him how things
there's like a good amount of flags
Machiavelli can wait.
divided into all 6. Which, I mean, you can start the hideouts over again, which I'll get into it in a little bit because that's in storyline. Let me just get this flag right now. I was trying to look for it when I was playing Brotherhood last time, and I couldn't find it. I knew it was there, I just couldn't find it. I think I was trying to find it on this building, and I totally forgot this one. Okay, Piazza di Spagna. The future site of the famously peculiar Piazza di Spagna, this public expanse at the foot of the Spanish Steps, is shaped as an elongated triangle rather than a square. Named after the Spanish embassy to the Holy See, the piazza became one of Rome's most popular meeting places. Notably, the Romantic poet John Keats spent his final hours in a flat overlooking the piazza. A thing of beauty is a joy forever, except when you're about to die of TB. Oh, so it was to be or not to be. TB or not TB. Okay, never mind. That joke failed. Okay. So at this point, you're just tailing these guards to wherever it is they're going.
My eldest brother is the only one in the family still working.
Now you can move in with the crowd instead of having to move yourself, because you know if you didn't move, then you were out of this group that you were with. So now they make it so that he's following in this group, which you can get out of anytime you want and go into another one.
There is nothing left to do. They demand more than I can give.
Basically the same thing.
Fury. Once these Rioni were the strength of Roma, the heart of civic pride.
It should be there, actually. Okay. So the objective is to not fall beneath one square.
Beautiful.
She was, until that porco defiled her. I wish he'd just killed her. I wish he'd just killed La Mia Amata. People who saw her grow up cheered when he spat on her. Smiles on their faces when her neck...
I understand.
How can you? My Livia was innocent.
I have lost family to the road. To treachery.
Il Carnefice watches from his home on the hill above. He threatens to hang me if I cut her rope.
Well executed. Il Carnefice lives on the hill overlooking the gallows. Locate and kill him. Full synchronization. Kill your target with the hidden blade.
When you are ready, take her down. I will deal with Il Carnefice.
Il Carnefice, date of birth 1473, profession executor. There's nothing in the history books except about... Oh, sorry. There's nothing in the history books about Il Carnefice, so I did a little digging in Abstergo's mainframe. Here's what I found. A natural ally for the Borgia, Il Carnefice kills to the roar of an approving crowd. The other small piece of information I could dig up is that he fancies himself as some sort of twisted artist. I guess that explains the crowd bit. I wonder if he does tricks while performing executions, or whether it's all in the subtle way he pulls the lever. Whatever he is, he's one sick bastard. So, shortcut, just lift up. And up on top of this building, and you're already here. Change to the hidden blade. Don't worry about them seeing you, because I don't know.
Not my best. But it's hard to make art with format.
I don't know why they didn't see him, but whatever.
Requiescat in pace.
Go for the opening!
Are you kidding me right now? Hell no. Hell no. Alright. Now. You die now. Prothea, no like you. Okay, I'm playing. Go in the back of here, there's like a chest. Incense. With these chests, there comes more to it than just florins. Some of these stuff you can actually requisite for better armor and weapons at some blacksmith place somewhere, or there's also ones for doctors, the painting store, and the tailor. So I mean, looting chests actually has a better use than just getting florins. Although you can actually sell the exact same stuff at, I think it's anywhere actually. It's just some stuff actually you can requisite for better armor and weapons in some places. So I mean, I'd hang on to the important stuff than to just sell them. Some of them are not really important and you could just sell it. And right now you don't have a notoriety, so I mean, killing guards right now. Okay. 33 florins. What do you have? Ooh, 35. Alright. So now that that's done, is that a flag? These ones actually, the flags and the feathers, along with the chests, they can actually show up on the map when you do eagle vision. Santa Maria de Miracoli and Santa Maria di Montesant. Rebecca C84. A set of the coordinates Sean took from Subject 16 converges on this landmark. Maybe you should check it out. This modest church initially housed humble Carmelite monks who are probably in there right now, hiding from the outside world. Eventually it was converted into one of the twin churches that stand on the edge of the present-day Piazza del Popolo. The renovations took 13 years, starting in 1662. The resulting structures have become iconic landmarks in modern-day Rome. This one, with these eye icon, they're also truth videos, which this one only has 10 videos, or 10 glyphs. In this one, instead of the full 20. So, damn it. I keep dropping my phone. So these have 10 glyphs to collect from, and the same set of puzzles from Subject 16, except afterwards the video comes and it's not like Assassin's Creed 2, it's actually very different. Within these 10 clips, there's like this one word or one part of a word that is conveyed to you, and at first doesn't make sense, but then again when you have all 10 videos or 10 parts of the whole combined, they will make sense. You can set the glyph or set the marker on this one.
Hey, Des,
so that
I don't know if you're looking for something from 16, but last time scanning in eagle vision seemed to help.
Oh, right. I don't have climb jump. Hello. Or climb back? How do you say? Oh no, not this one. Oh, this one. Alright. I just saw the glow right now. That's the glow. So right now you don't have the there we go. You don't have that ability, so you just have to climb your way in. Yeah, this is very different from Assassin's Creed 2. Yeah, it's still kind of familiar.
You dropped out of the grid. Where were you?
Not sure. Some kind of fragmented memory?
Maybe you should stop.
I'm good. I want to keep going.
Loading.
Masters all. They did not work, but ruled from on high. Alright. 1, 3. Let's see. No. Reset. There we go.
Loading.
This was all from memory, so I was like, wait a second. Moving away from the Sovereign and his crossbow, the people take 2 steps forward. So, like the game of chess, the pawn can only move up to 2 spaces.
Loading.
They become increasingly aware of our existence. We can no longer rely on the divine right of the aristocracy to maintain control. We need a new system, something much more subtle.
Loading. Quarantine zone.
This one...
Quarantine lifted.
It's kind of difficult to say. There's these little dots, red dots.
I'll put 16 video files here. Hopefully they'll begin to make sense as you free up each file.
You click on them to, I guess, get through. With more of these, there actually will be more than just 1 or 2 or 3. The last one, though, will have, I guess, all of the red dots that you press in each video, or not video, within each cluster at the end of it will have these dots, right? So the very last cluster that you get, very end of it, will have all of the dots, I guess, you collected from the previous clusters into this one, and you have to click on all of them within a certain amount of time. Let me see what we have in outputs. We've unlocked the Medici cape. Cool. Which I'm wondering if we can unlock the I want to say the Venetian cape and well, the auditory cape can be unlocked later on. Along with the Medici cape, you can get the Venetian one and another one, I'm guessing. And then also, there's gonna be another armor to collect, which will come later. Trade objects. Yeah, so you can actually trade these kinds of objects in some stores, and you can actually get more floorings out of it, but you know. Let's see. We leave Animus for just a little bit so we can collect those 5 artifacts from outside of around Monterigioni. Now when you go outside, you have a total of 10 minutes before the sun
get up slowly
starts to rise, and you have to come inside.
Make sure you're back before dawn. There's an earpiece and a watch.
These?
Yes, take them with you.
So, like I said, you have 10 minutes. Now, on this side is Claudia's record book, Dust to Dust. So when you come inside, make sure you don't go all the way inside, because then you'll be back inside Sanctuary. And oh, I should go up here actually, just so that I won't have to circle back up again. On top of here, you'll find Maria's box where she put her feathers. Feather chest. okay, it has to be on the other side then. Mario's sword. Before we do that, though. The Medici cape can be found in this church. The same church where you had those two chests from AC2. Mario's sword is right here in the middle, and the fifth object is Ezio's part of Ezio's belt buckle, which is right here where the brothel used to be. There you go. That's all 5 of them. And when you go inside of the sanctuary, they can be propped up. You can see them propped up to one side. And that's it. There's really not much to do around Monteriggioni, other than to just like look around and sightsee and whatever. Which, I mean, if you want to do that, go ahead. Just look at this building, man. It's still standing after everything it's been through. And still no statues on those podiums, like. Although, what kind of confused me is this red line right here that goes all the way back outside the front, which in the regular ones it wasn't really like this red line. It was more like a red path, just not like this, not this deep red. I guess it's where we had to go when you played Ezio. You went all the way to the back and into Sanctuary. But yeah, it's pretty neat, I guess. Like, for it to still be there. Alright, so I just wanted to get all those 5 artifacts, and we can go inside.
Everything all right?
I don't like being stuck underground with them out there looking for us.
You're doing a great job. We're safe here.
But for how long? Vidic won't give up. I know it.
Neither will we.
We'll talk later. Now get in there and find the apple. We're counting on you.
Why do we have to stay down here all day?
Abstergo's still looking for us. It'd be better if we never went out at all, but then we'd run out of supplies.
It's like being in a cave during a rainstorm.
Yeah, well, knowing the Templars, monsoon season's about to arrive.
Monsoon season.
You still managing the teams out in the field?
No phone line. Rebecca's working on patching us into the network.
So how's it feel letting the lady do all the work?
She's no lady.
Hey!
She's no lady. Hey!
You think we're safe here?
I'm more concerned with the other assassins out there. If Abstergo stumbles onto information about the temples, we could have a disaster on our hands.
The only people alive who've heard of the temples are here in this room.
For now, and who knows, maybe they're listening to this conversation and you just gave everything away.
You brought them up first.
You are paranoid, Desmond.
Ah. Well played.
You know I love talking about this stuff, Desmond, but we have work to do now.
Let me see if I can get another one of... Okay.
You ever used the Animus?
Your ancestors have such interesting lives. I went in once. It was pretty lame.
Yeah, what were you? Some kind of spinster, probably.
Worse, a Prussian mercenary. I spent hours firing guns. Boring!
Yeah, guns are for sissies.
I don't know if you can get that banter right now. But you can still access your email.
Hey, what's the matter, you, Altair?
That's racist.
You're racist.
Really? This is what you guys are doing?
Oh no, God forbid I take a break. I've only spent the past 3 fucking weeks inside that machine.
No, you're right. Let's all just screw around while the world falls to pieces.
Hey, this isn't easy, you know.
Right, like we're all on vacation out here?
Enough! Look, everyone's under a lot of pressure. But we're the only ones who can stop Abstergo, so we need to keep it together.
She's right. We need to be a hive mind, people.
Anybody up for some reconciliatory yoga? Anyone?
Very funny, guys.
Hey, what's the matter, you, Altair? I was trying to access the email. Mailer Damon? What? Accessing the email, in the modern day, as you progress in towards the game, a lot like Assassin's Creed, the first one, where you access everyone's email and had gotten that, like, you get like this password to like another part of the facility that they kept Desmond in. It's something like that, and you can actually get someone else's password for their email and then enter in their email. Like, it's pretty fun. Right now Desmond doesn't have anything. Yeah. So I mean, right now you don't have anything, so we should access it later. And like I said, we progress more into the game, we'll get stuff like that.
You're all set to go.
Usually messages from everybody else, but sometimes you'll get a passcode here and there, and it'll probably access someone else's email, and you can get more emails, you know, more information, I guess I'm trying to say. Alright. Already got that Piazza del Popolo. And there's a chest up there. I want to get that chest. You'll actually access this part of the game later. You can actually open up shops that have been closed down by the Borgia and make your revenue. I want to say revenue. That way.
No! Die, cazzo! Whatever this is about, leave me out of it, please!
Revenue that way. Although some of them you have to take away a part of Borgia's control over that one section before you ever get to renovate any of those shops. So I mean, that all comes later on in the game. Not that much later though. It's like right around the corner.
Mercy, I've done nothing!
Like I said, they did improve the aiming part of the pistol, so you won't have to wait as much for it to aim where you want it to aim. As long as something's highlighted. And even though you do sometimes run into those musical people with the flutes, you'll actually get bombarded with these poor women that just, you know, begs for money.
Ezio, what a surprise to see you here.
I thought you had sent for me.
Never. News of the Villa attack has spread across the city. We were certain that you were dead.
Not yet. I am still very much alive.
The Borgia must not discover that you escaped them.
New man in town. Accompany Machiavelli through Rome, encountering dangers along the way. Full synchronization. Throw the Borgia captain into the scaffold to kill him.
Follow me. Take care not to draw any undue attention.
Mausoleo di Augusto. If you were anyone of importance in Rome and died between 24 BCE and 98 CE, you were buried in here. Accompanied by the Colonna family in the Middle Ages, the mausoleo was fortified and converted into part of the Castel Sant'Angelo. Yes, they lived with dead people. After the humiliating defeat of the Commune of Rome in 1167, the Colonna family was disgraced, banished from the city, and their fortification was dismantled. Later, the family was allowed back into Rome and spent the duration of the Renaissance feuding with the rival Orsini family. If this teaches us anything, it's that if you want to get rid of someone, hang them, because banishment is far too temporary.
When do I ever?
That or just kill him, I guess. Like, I don't know. I would not, like, condone that.
You would be wise to purchase missing equipment. You will not live long in Roma without supplies.
I have my blade.
The best in metalwork.
And the guards have their guns, courtesy of the Borgia. Fortunately, I can help you.
Grazie.
While you are in my debt, perhaps you will listen to reason.
As soon as I hear some, I will let you know.
Big sale!
Savage. Okay. Blacksmiths. Every Renaissance community needed a blacksmith. Swords, locks, pans, knives, nails, and armor were all made from metal, and all needed to be shaped. In addition, the architectural ironwork flourished during the Renaissance as blacksmiths began to apply their practical craft towards making art.
See, my wife.
Right now, it's just the basic necessities. So, the spalders, and a stiletto. And that's it.
Come again, please. Bene. Now you can survive the journey back to Firenze.
Perhaps. But I'm not going to Firenze.
Oh.
There will be no peace until we rise up against the entire Borgia family and the Templars who serve them.
I do not recall such brave talk at Monteriggioni.
How could I have known that they would find me so quickly? That they would kill Mario?
Rodrigo surrounds himself with snakes and murderers. Even his daughter Lucrezia has been sharpened into one of his most artful weapons. But she pales in comparison to the man behind the Villa attack. He is ambitious, ruthless, and cruel beyond imagining. The laws of men mean nothing to him. He murdered his own brother to take power. He knows neither danger nor fatigue. Those who do not fall by his sword clamor to join his ranks. The powerful Orsini and Colonna families have been brought to kneel at his feet, and the King of France stands at his side.
Give me his name.
Cesare, head of the papal armies. What does he intend to do with his power? What drives the man? That I still do not know. But Ezio, Cesare has set his sight on all of his allies, and at this rate he will have.
Is that admiration I hear in your voice?
He knows how to exercise his will. A rare virtue in the world today.
What are the council doing anyway?
don't know about this.
Should we not travel by horse? Roma is quite large.
As Cesare's conquests in Romagna continue to succeed, and the Borgia grow in power, they have areas of the city for themselves. We cannot use the stables here.
Oh, the will of the Borgia is law now?
What are you implying, Ezio?
Do not play dumb with me, Machiavelli.
Do you have some kind of plan?
I am improvising.
So what we have to do now is kill the Borgia captain, which right now you're entering into restricted territory, so... Right? Pretty funny.
You must have a death wish showing your face in a Borgiarione. You must have a death wish showing your face in a Borgiarione. Make him bleed, boy. Forza Borgia! You must have a death wish showing your face in a Borgiarione. Release me. There.
That was easy enough.
Just because you kill a few guards does not mean the people will grant access to the stables.
You are right. We need to send a signal. Wait here.
Now we just need to ignite the top of the tower, and it'll become it'll be in the assassin's control, and we'll open up more areas and more shops to purchase.
It seems the stable is now available for purchase.
As well as decreasing Borgia power.
The Orsini family will hold festive games this Saturday in the plain before San Paolo Fuori le Mura. Richard prizes for all.
Easy come, easy go. Accompany Machiavelli to the Convitoglio. Full synchronization, don't lose any health.
In honor of his immense good fortune.
And this guy has my horse. My horse. I'm gonna get you later.
You excel at...
Oh, shit.
Ezio.
Wait. I wanted to read that and I was like, oh, market. Hello. Oh, database. Okay. The Pantheon. Rebecca C84. A set of the coordinates Sean took from Subject 16 converges on this landmark. Maybe you should check it out. This architectural wonder still stands as the world's largest unreinforced concrete dome 2,000 years after being built. The opening at the dome's center, known as an oculus, is the singular source of light in the immense chamber. Constructed in 126 CE by Marcus Agrippa as a temple to all the ancient Roman gods, the Pantheon has since become a beacon of Christianity. The structure has been burned, rebuilt, robbed, modified, torn down, and renovated so many times the interior contains a myriad of conflicting icons and symbols. Apparently most gods had this building constructed in their honor. I, however, recommend worshipping at the modern-day espresso bars surrounding it. Sean loves his coffee, so I mean...
But can you also close
That's
them?
why.
I intend to heal the sickness.
Stop sparring with me.
Fine. Let us talk openly then. Rodrigo Borgia's death would not have solved anything.
I am inclined to disagree.
Look at this city. The center of Borgia and Templar rule. Killing one man will not change things. We need to take away the source of their power.
Are you suggesting we appeal to the people?
Maybe.
Relying on the people is like building on the sand.
You are wrong. Our belief in humanity rests at the heart of the Assassin Brotherhood.
He must be from your inner circle. Go. Get back what you have stolen. I will wait at the Campidoglio. I am meeting a contact there.
Give me back my money!
I got kind of turned around there. Shit.
Come back here!
You still experience robbers. No joke.
You are making a big mistake!
Get out of here before I regret sparing your life.
Oh, hell no. Alright. Now you can whistle for your horse. And it'll still be the same horse that you had when riding with Machiavelli. Although, I mean, the horse changes, so it's not like it's the same horse. What I'm trying to say is any horse that you pick up and ride, if you get off of it and later on you want to come back to it, it'll still be the same horse. Now, I usually come over here and get the glyph, so I won't have to be worrying about it later. Go inside the Pantheon, climb this one. And the glyph is right up here. Which, you can only see it if you have eagle vision, so...
Hey, Desmond.
Loading.
The individual intends only his own gain, and he is in this, as in many other cases, led by an invisible hand to promote an end which was no part of his intention.
Loading.
This one, the exact same concept as AC2. Just have to move this to its correct spot, and again some of them move with the other ones. By far the greatest part of those goods which are the objects of desire are procured by labor, and they may be multiplied, not in one country alone, but in many, almost without any signable limit, as if we are disposed to bestow the labor necessary to obtain them.
Loading.
Again, over here. Whoops, there we go. There we go. A great empire has been established for the sole purpose of raising up a nation of customers. It cannot be difficult to determine who have been the contrivers of this whole mercantile system, not the consumers, we may believe, whose interests have been entirely neglected, but the producers, whose interests have been so carefully attended to.
Loading.
Oh wait, there. A country that makes provision to increase in inhabitants, whose situation is good, and whose people have a genius adapted to trade, will never fail to be gainers in the balance, provided the labor and industry of their people will be well managed and carefully directed.
Loading. Loading.
The workforce increases, brother right beside brother. Again, it'll be another pawn.
Loading. Quarantine zone.
This one I believe will have 2 of these red dots.
Quarantine lifted.
Again, without the sound, it'll be a little bit hard for me to get to those. So yeah, this one only has that one word and the background is gibberish. See, this one didn't really have one, but basically all of these will spell out what 16 is trying to say to Desmond.
I don't know if you're looking for something from 16, but last time scanning in eagle vision seemed to help.
Now, I'm going to be trying to find my horse. That is not my horse. That is not my horse. Il Campidoglio, the most famous of the 7 hills of Rome. Il Campidoglio, ancient history yields layers of ruins steeped in mythology. Several important Roman temples were built atop the hill, including the Temple of Juno, the Temple of Virtus, and the Temple of Jupiter, Optimus Maximus Capitolinus. In 79, the hill was also home to the Tabularium, the empire's main archive. In the Middle Ages, it became the city center of civic government just before receiving a facelift from Michelangelo. Basilica di Santa Maria in Aracoeli. Adjacent to the Campidoglio Square, this basilica became the center for religious and civic life in the city during the 14th century. The architect claimed climbing the daunting 124-step staircase leading to the main entrance on one's knees would absolve a Catholic of all sins. Lord knows I'd rather have murder on my knees. Have murder on my knees than on my hands? Okay. Some historians postulate the basilica was built atop the ruins of Juno's temple. I have a feeling there are more to this building than meets the eye, so I'd suggest paying close attention to this one. I see. Yeah. Palazzo Senatorio. Rebecca C84. A set of the coordinates Sean took from 16 converges on this landmark. Maybe you should check it out. Built during the 13th and 14th century as a senatorial seat for administration of justice in Rome, the palazzo is the dominating structure of the Convitoglio. Tourists today would see an impressive double-flighted staircase in front, which was designed by Michelangelo. Not only intended to induce fear in the climacophobic, these stairs were a part of commission Michelangelo received to redo several of the buildings on the Campidoglio at the behest of Pope Paul III, for the sole purpose of impressing Charles V, then ruler of the Holy Roman Empire. Basically the Renaissance political equivalent of a toddler doing headstands for his daddy. I guess. This one is also another landmark that has a glyph. Also would be... Oh, I thought it was a flag. I mean, are you kidding me? Get up there! Thank you. Is your second feather. I don't know what his trip was. Jeez. Wait. Okay. No sightseeing. Ezio, thank you. Beautiful view, man. It's a beautiful view. Assassin's Creed never fails on these intricate highway, all these attention to detail and stuff. Tempio di Vespasiano, standing at the western end of the Roman Forum between the Temple of Concordia and the Temple of Saturn. The Tempio was built to honor the Flavian dynasty, comprised of emperors Vespasian, Titus, and Domitian. As part of the deification process, construction was ordered by Titus shortly after his father Vespasian's death in 79. Legend tells us Vespasian's last words were, "Pity, I think I'm turning into a god," which incidentally will also be my last words. Oh, okay. That part I don't get. Okay. Now, whoops. This one you're gonna have to let go of this ledge and grab onto the glyph, which I still don't know how you can grab onto it if it's just a glyph, like, anyways.
Loading. Loading.
These ones are kind of like when you had to infrared a certain spot and find the apple in Assassin's Creed 2. This one is slightly different. Washington sits above the green in 1944. Keeping a cool head below the right one is the standard bearing 48 behind. There is a company whose power is growing. Now the source of, well, I mean, where you need to go is this one over here, and it highlights the Abstergo flag. Now, this one, if memory serves, it's these four symbols right here. One of them should be like a regular 4. Should be a backwards 4. Then these two in the middle should be a circle with the line diagonal. So let's see. Yeah, there you go. One should be a
loading.
The first one should be a regular 4. The other one is backwards 4. And then those two in the middle should be the circles with the lines diagonal. Anyways, July 2nd, 1944. Fellows, rulers, welcome. I deliver this speech to you as several floors below us, a silent revolution begins. Randy Olds and Henry Ford. As many of you know, these founders gave us the assembly line, the device we have used to control both those indoctrinated into the worship of our money, capitalists and workers, slaves alike. But I dream of a future in which such ugly chains will no longer be necessary. In 1910, our founders designed the plan. It falls to us to see it through. But what of the communists, who intend to spread the bread so thin that everyone will starve? It is our duty to neutralize, save them and their followers. We must ensure that they continue to eat, to reproduce, to be productive members of society. That is our burden, to shepherd those beneath us through life, and we must embrace it, even if force is required. They themselves do not. H and S brought on the turmoil and fear necessary. Now we must strike fast to ensure development continues in the proper direction. We will appear to concede ground to the workers. Remember the successful ruse of Rockefeller's dimes, but soon there will be no ground we do not own. In 1937, we founded this company, this enterprise, with a purpose. The time to nurture it to fruition is upon us. I guess in 1944, they actually founded the Abstergo Enterprises. As a concession, a small piece is sacrificed for the greater good to come. So this pawn eats this pawn.
Loading. Quarantine zone. Quarantine lifted.
Alright. Where am I? Holy shit, I think I just lost. Okay, cool. I was like, I think I just lost where I was. No. I was born with a sense of direction. Okay. Over here is a flag. Tempio di Saturno, a monument to the architectural deity Saturn. This temple stands at the western end of the Roman Forum, also known as the Aerarium. The Roman national treasure was kept here along with the Republic's reserves of gold and silver. Like the Temple of like the Temple of Castor and Pollux, it at one time housed the official scales. From this, one might be able to surmise that Saturn was not only rich, but likely had an eating disorder. I don't remember ever hearing about a god that had an eating disorder.
I don't know about this offer. That thief I told you about.
Whatever, dude. Okay. Let's just jump right into it.
Why do they keep...
No. I don't think so. Anyways.
Did you liberate your money from our friend?
I did.
A small victory.
They add up. And in time, with work, we'll have a few dozen more.
And in time, Cesare's gaze will return to us, and we'll be broken again. Now, where is my contact, Vinicio? He should have already intercepted the letter. Follow me.
Who's got mail? Rendezvous with Machiavelli's contact and retrieve the letter he carries. Full synchronization. Catch the Borgia courier in under 1 minute. Arco di Settimio Severo, standing at the foot of the Campidoglio in the Roman Forum. The Arco di Settimio Severo is the triumphal arc commemorating the Parthian victories of Emperor Septimus Severus. After Septimus died, his sons Caracalla and Geta shared rule as joint emperors. However, in 212, Caracalla had Geta assassinated and subsequently destroyed all records of Geta's existence, including Geta's image and inscriptions on the Ark. I guess a healthy sibling rivalry wasn't so healthy for Geta. Arco di Tito, built by Emperor Domitian in 82 Common Era to honor his dead brother Titus. The Arco di Tito commemorates Titus's victory in the sack of Jerusalem. This arch became the inspiration for many arches to be erected thereafter, most notably the Arc de Triomphe in Paris, as well as Constantine's Arc.
Look at these facades masquerading as government. The Pope is very clever to keep this place in business. It fools your friend, the people, quite easily.
When did you become so cynical?
I merely describe the reality of Roma today. But all may not be lost. The good news is that we have allies in the city.
Colosseo. Rebecca C-84. A set of the coordinates Sean took from Subject 16 converges on this landmark. Maybe you should check it out. Constructed from 72 to 80 Common Era under Emperor Titus, the Colosseo held up to 50,000 spectators and is considered one of the greatest architectural achievements in Roman history. The majority of the shows, be they gladiatorial, that's very hard to say. Dramatic or otherwise, were privately funded by rich families to demonstrate their opulence, creating spectacles that were universally adored by the people of Rome. Unfortunately, a massive earthquake in 1349 caused large-scale, irreparable damage, and the Colosseo was left to ruin. In the mid-16th century, Pope Sixtus V wished to make use of the remaining shell and resolved to convert the structure into a giant wool factory to provide employment for Rome's prostitutes. Sadly, the Pope died before his brilliant idea could become a reality.
How much longer this will last, however, I cannot say.
He was attempting to steal official Vatican mail.
Perdonatemi, signore. You must be mistaken.
Who are you working for, ladro?
I am working for no one.
Then no one will care what we do to you.
Please, God, just let me live.
Grazie.
Where is it?
The courier still has the letter.
Ezio, stop him! Find me at the Terme.
I'll get the thieves. Hold on. I just need to get this one. The encoded Romulus letter. 578 456 34 567 48 73 1 72 83 9 103 6 85 6 95 7 27 96 24 7 6 8 24 81 49 4 8 2 0 78 5 6 83 94 82 91 29 8 79 6 59 28 39 56 29 4 82 94 77 369 30 275 463 542 61 79 73 527 59 827 36 921 72 376 37 92 84 97 84 3 285 48 920 146 88 26 83 86 68 93 69 97 30 95 10 85 37 9 28 48 51 94 57 28 38 52 56 82 192 83 76 72 198 84 29 76 45 376 82 89 85 39 283 45 77 438 58 95 38 78 65 78 398 386 72 79 62 59 38 65 68 37 58 72 79 328 258 267 62 76 73 211, 63, 75, 67, 97. Holy shit. Okay. 345. 167, 37, 84, 67, 63, 79, 58, 75, 48, 174, 89, 43, 78, 48, 38, 49, 26, 57, 53, 267, 86, 54, 65, 62, 68, 45, 97, 2, 4, 75, 86, 29, 49, 83, 89, 67, 52, 78, 83, 45, 69, 386, 48, 122, 174, 76, 392, 76, or 56, 621, 52, 78, 45, 87, 45, 276, 92, 89, 42, 89, 45, 7. I'm sorry I did that to you guys. This guy. Go away. You die now for giving me such an encryptic letter. You son of a bitch. Okay, never mind. Okay. You got mail. Prothean no like you. He never liked you. Okay. Okay, I'm done. I want to get this glyph that's up here. Very top of this Castello. This Coliseo. I wanted to say Coliseo. Which will be kind of difficult since you don't have... Oh shit. Yeah, it's over there. I need to get up there. Yeah. Well, I need to get up here, so...
Toby, what's the matter with you?
That would have been... No. Okay. No sightseeing, please. Okay. Grab onto this one, to this one. And yeah. Up here is also a feather. Feather 3. And up here is another one. Oh, right here. Your glyph is right here. Now, you'll need to be careful.
Loading.
These intelligent workers have no self-control, which I always forget the order of these. Of this one in particular, I always forget. 2, 3. Five, 3, 5, no. 2, 3, 5, 4, whoops. 4 or 5. Ahaha.
Loading.
So 2, 3, 5, 4, 5 on the bottom, yeah.
Scanning. Scanning.
Apples, oranges, pears, cucumbers, radishes, carrots, spinach, dates, wood, juniper, steel, aluminum, water, rain, shanty, village, town, city, country, spring, summer, fall, winter, to walk, to sing, to dance, to play, to eat, to smile, to cry, to laugh, to kill, to see, to know, death, regret, love.
Loading.
And another one of these. This one is kind of not really hard, it's just you have to, yeah, you have to see where it matches up, because even though it's like the same pattern, if you put it to the wrong side, it doesn't match up. Okay, cool. Yeah. Wow, I'm making a mess of this. Oh my gosh. Why didn't I see that? Never have trouble with this, ever. Safe. This is a shame. Wait. This is a shame. I've never had trouble with this one. Alright, I should get it now. There. It is possible to invent a single machine which can be used to compute any computable sequence. I'm not interested in developing a powerful brain. All I'm after is just a mediocre brain.
Loading.
Alan Turing set out to solve the plight of the workers. Okay. Now this one you're just having to block this queen's advance right here.
Loading.
Sturgo phone records, June 1954. This one you're just gonna have to match up the waves. Whoops.
V, it's N. I need Turing done today.
Are we jumping the gun? You've already had him arrested and sedated.
He still refuses to follow the directive. He's actually trying to invent one of those infernal things instead of merely faking it for the newspapers. If he succeeds, you know what the mass unemployment generated by his robots will mean? Idle hands. We need to do this for the good of the people.
What about Keynes? He trusted Turing.
It's the greater good we're talking about here, V. Plus, a childless worker sends a bad message. We can't have them all stop reproducing.
Fine. It's your call.
I want it done like we did Harry Dexter White when he tried to warn the Soviets.
All right.
Be poetic about it. Maybe something from the Bible. Turing always was theatrical.
Loading. Quarantine zone.
I'm guessing that was Vidic in his younger years. Yeah. As soon as it reaches red, like, you'll have to start all over with the dot hunting. Damn it. There.
Quarantine lifted.
Now, the viewpoint is right here. Oh, it looked like my horse, didn't it? So I was like, my horse. Okay, oh, I'm going the wrong way. Is that my horse? That is my horse. Give me my horse. That is my horse. Thank you. Yeah, I'm I'm very particular when it comes to my horses. I want this horse. Like, I don't... This is my horse. Shit. Black Shadow. No. Okay. Yeah, that's what I call my horse. Anyways. Esquilino. The southernmost of the 7 hills of Rome, Esquilino was another fashionable residential district. In a demonstration of humility and graciousness, Nero confiscated property here to build his opulent golden house, which was, to put it mildly, excessive. Can I enter through this?
Stop it!
Oh no! Yeah, in this one you'll encounter these thugs that want to rob you. On the countryside. So I mean, keep your guard up. I would have had my guard up, but like I said, I'm having the volume off. I'm having the volume off, so I can't really hear anything. Crepi e Lupo? Deliver the letter to Machiavelli near the Terme di Trino. Full synchronization. Don't lose any health. Thank God. Serial killers come from. That's how it's done. Followers of Romulus. There isn't much about the followers of Romulus in the history books, but from what I've found, they were a pagan cult operating in several abandoned locations underneath Rome. The cult worshipped the mythological founder of the city of Rome, Romulus, who was supposedly raised by wolves. The followers believed that Romulus was part wolf and part man, which explains their retro wardrobe and bad table manners. Alright, near here is the entrance to the Romulus hideout. Now, if you want to loot all of these dead guys, go ahead. I've looted them before, but I'm not really interested right now.
They must have come from in here.
So this is the secret entrance, and this is the first time you've ever get into the Romulus hideouts, which after you get into this one, you'll have 5 more Romulus hideouts to go. There's 6 seals you have to collect, and after you collect these 6 seals, there's actually a secret location to go to. You put these 6 seals in, you'll actually get the armor of Romulus. Excuse me. Halls of Nero. Locate the Shrine of Romulus. Full synchronization, complete the memory within 8 minutes. Which I've probably only done once. Like, it's kind of tricky to actually execute it in that way. There are flags here if you want to collect them. If you want to do the 8-minute mark thing, go ahead. As always, you can go back to where you started and redo the memory all over again. You just have to go into the DNA sequence, punch in the... I think it's still in segment or sequent 2. And you can redo the whole thing again where you can get all the flags you want. Nero's Golden Palace. Perhaps the best example of the early Roman imperial machismo. Nero had this gaudy monstrosity built after the Great Fire of Rome. Thought to have been as big as 300 acres, this gilded and bejeweled palace contained vineyards, pastures with flocks, groves, and a man-made lake. To top it off, Nero commissioned a 35-meter tall bronze statue of himself to be placed just outside the main entrance, reassuring any doubters as to who exactly owned the building. The palace was known as a party villa, considering there were over 300 rooms, none of which were sleeping quarters. The list of ridiculous extravagancies goes on forever. One standout being a mechanism powered by slaves that rotated the domed ceiling of the grand dining hall as the heavens, while raining the rose petals onto Nero's guests below. So yeah, I've not really paid or been an interest in the 8-minute mark to get full synchronization. You go, well, I like to go here first on this side. There's a total of 4 levers. To pull, and each one you pull fills up that fountain, I guess it is. I like to go here first because you go to this one afterwards, pull this one, and you have a perch like thing going to the other side, so this is just easier. Right now I'm not really concerned for the full synchronization of this one because I want to get all of the flags and whatnot. There are secret locations as well where they have chests, which you can loot if you want to also. But I'm more concerned about getting the flags than anything. So later on, if this one and try and see if I can hit the 8-minute mark. Although I don't know, I really don't feel like doing that. It's just the thought of it gives me pain. On some ledges you have to actually press circle. I believe it's circle. Yeah. I have to actually press circle to grab it, or else you won't be able to grab it. And like in one particular instance, I'll show you. Oh no, not this one. The entryway is over here. If you go this way, you will find a flag on this podium. And then go on the other side. Go on top of this podium. And you will have to actually grab onto these ledges here. And go on to the other side. This one as well. And then you just go around the room until you can actually find the lever to go into the next one. So this is actually as simple as breathing, like it's like it's an extension of you. I'm playing. Now, I think, or no. Yeah, there is a way. You climb up on top of that pillar, go across to those two perches, and you can loot your chest over there. Me, I'm just wanting to get to this other side right here. Yeah, don't be psyched with the movement of the camera, like you know you can make it. That and the joystick, you have to aim it right, like for real. Now, this one has its own fair share of, well, it has one feather right here. I'm wanting to get on this one. Climb up on top of this one. And go across. I know it can go across, like, don't even try. Oh, I guess not. Anyways. I was like, don't even try, you can get across. Anyways, that's your flag right there. Now, it's just a... yeah. There you go. Daddy's not happy. I'm playing. Okay. Out of curiosity. Oh, whoops. Oh, 1:39 remaining. Jeez, thanks. Okay. Climb up on this one. Go around here.
Now I can get back up here.
And that's kind of like your own checkpoint. This one is kind of... It's kind of difficult to actually pinpoint because you're... Are you kidding me right now? Joking. Are you joking right now? No. No. Anyways. You're wanting to get up on that ledge. On that... Yeah. I've done this so many times. And yet I still can't get the feel of where to actually put this. Thank you. Third time is always a charm. Yeah. Now, where to start would be where this poor sod fell, which you can't loot, really? Fine. Anyways, up on this chair, and on that perch-like thing, or bobber. You climb up here. You have this flag. I think that's the only flag you have. I think. Also in the DNA, on the secret locations one, you can look up how many flags that are in each of these Romulus hideouts, how many you need and how many you already had gotten. So it's a pretty good, useful way. On those type of
would help if I fall.
Balconies, you're actually have to press circle to grab. It's the only way. You can't, it won't let you automatically, I mean, it won't automatically grab for you. You have to grab these balconies and you're wanting to get up here. Actually, you only have to have... Oh no. No? Oh well. Anyways, down here, I thought there was an extra flag. I guess not. So there's only a handful, like 3 flags collected.
Perfect. Route up if I fall.
Now you jump to this one, and instead of going left, you go right for that flag. You go over here. And down to this one. And then you can also get up here. You just need to press circle really quick for you to grab it, and it'll grab it for you. If not, you're gonna actually fall, and you may lose health over that, which I don't want to. Holy crap. Okay. I was sure I wasn't gonna make it, but okay. That's cool. And then go over here. Obviously you can do it under 8 minutes if you don't collect anything, I'm guessing. And if you have no trouble with the obstacles that are in your way. Which I never seem to have that luck because, you know, it's, yeah. Ayven is not too lucky. Not when it comes to obstacles and such. Not to this one anyway. There's also another one that's, you have to complete it in under 8 minutes. That's the full synchronization optional one. Anyway, this is your first seal that you collect. Scroll of Romulus 1. I leave my family's armor here, one of the finest sets ever made. May you, whoever finds it, receive strength in battle. Change of handwriting. We have taken it and set it back behind the iron door. 6 keys unlock it, spread amongst our brothers. It shall be said to come from Romulus, and they will worship it. And it has a picture of the armor. That's the armor of Romulus, which is a very cool armor when you get it. It looks cool on the picture, but it looks even better when you have it. Ezio looks like a badass when he has it on there. Excuse me. So we have 5 more to go. The Colosseo has 1 Romulus hideout. Golden boy. I'm inclined to actually finish this sequence before turning it off. Yeah.
The followers of Romulus. This band of false pagans has been terrorizing the city for months and driving the people into the arms of the church.
Quite convenient.
Exactly. I believe the Borgia are supporting them, but proof remains scarce. That is why the letter is so important.
Here it is. I hope you can break a cipher.
Cazzo! Another encryption. This one was supposed to be legible. They are transmitting them using a code sheet. Without it, we have nothing.
Sometimes logic is not the only way to win a war. Andiamo. You said we had allies in the city. Bring me to them.
Follow me.
Aquedotto Claudia. Rebecca C84. A set of the coordinates Sean took from Subject 16 converges on this landmark. Maybe you should check it out. One of the ancient aqueducts that supplied the city at its peak, the Aquedotto Claudia, was able to provide all 14 districts with water. The hugely relied upon source inexplicably went dry for 9 years, right around the time Nero was building his modest golden palace. His little pet project required vast amounts of water, but luckily the main build site was at the foot of Claudia's castellum, or storage reservoir. When the palace was completed, the water conveniently came back. To this day, historians are baffled as to what caused the drought. My bet, dramatic tension. Right? Actually, you can't access this glyph yet, not until later. So I'd wait on that. Like, much later.
We recently began traveling through the tunnels to avoid the guards. But many of the entrances in the city are broken. By using them, we can get to our destination rapidly without encountering resistance.
Right now, the only one that's open is the Tiber Island hideout. As you go, as you like renovate certain parts of the city, there will be like other tunnels to renovate, and you can go from place to place faster.
Ben trovato, Nicolò. Ah, Ser Ezio. A pleasure. Fabio Orsini, at your service. I've heard a great deal about you from my cousin, Bartolomeo d'Alviano.
A fine warrior.
Fabio has lent us an unused storeroom on Isola Tiberina.
I know you were used to better accommodations in Toscana.
It is perfect.
Bene. Then I am off to begin preparations for Romagna. Today, Cesare commands my men, but soon I hope we will be free.
Now I propose we begin planning our assault on the Borgia.
Oh, you think we are ready for such an attack?
Si.
Do you know, for instance, where the Borgia troops took Caterina Sforza?
What?
Are you also unaware that the Borgia have captured the Apple of Eden?
How could we have lost the apple?
So, you do not know what goes on with our enemies. Do we at least have an underground here to work with?
Hardly. Our mercenaries are ensnared in a losing battle with Cesare's French allies. We have girls working for us in a brothel, frequented by cardinals and other important Romans. But the madam there is lazy, and would rather attend parties than further our cause.
What about the city's thieves? Do they have a guild?
Si, but they refuse to talk to us. I don't know why. What are you going to do?
Make some friends.
I know, right? Shit. He's like, oh yeah, we're ready for an assault. Oh, but not many allies to work with. Roman ruins. Fighter, the lover, and the thief. Sequence 3. So I'll actually be cutting it off here. Next episode or next video, we'll be starting off with the sequence 3. Let's see. I'd like to start tomorrow after I get out, and then Wednesday I'll have the day to myself. Yay! So I mean, potentially 2 days worth, I hope, of recording. Depending on how far I get into this one, I'll probably go back to Inquisition and start the Wicked Eyes, Wicked Hearts storyline, which is my favorite storyline in Inquisition by far. So I'll see you guys later.